Yeah, welcome to Too Late. I'm Adam Carolla. The dashing man to my right is one of the most versatile actors in Hollywood. I'm privileged to have him on my show tonight. And he's a dear, dear friend, Alec Baldwin.
Thank you.
Good to have you, Alec.
Thanks for having me.
I call you dear, dear friend because that's what blowhards call their friends.
Yeah. It's a good showbiz warm-up term, you know what I mean? Dear, dear friend.
Yeah, and once you start using 3 or 4 dears, then if you really are a good friend to someone, you have to use like 11 dears.
Yeah. Well, you did too. You said dear, dear friend. That's kind of like Tony, Randall, and Miller, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, we're...
Like old guard showbiz people.
Yeah.
Let's welcome my dear, dear friend, Ann Miller.
Yeah.
And they haven't seen each other in like 11 or 12 years.
Yeah. You know? Every
He's
stoned 19-year-old who watches Comedy Central is running to the computer to find out who Ann Miller is right now. I'm a big fan of yours. Well, I was a medium fan of yours, and then I found out you were a fan of mine,
right.
And then I became a huge Alec Baldwin fan.
It's a multiplier.
We just basically got into a 69 position and rolled down a hill.
Yeah.
Just gathering steam, me and Baldwin.
I was a fan of Dr. Drew, and you came along with the package, and then I became a fan of yours.
Yeah, I ran into Alec. I saw you in New York at JFK Airport, and I was like, oh, my God, it's Alec Baldwin. And then an hour later, we were on a plane together. Yeah. I had a couple of Bloody Marys, and
I think you were drinking red wine about 11 o'clock.
I was drinking red wine, and I had like 2 Ambiens in me.
Yeah.
And you accosted me in the galley.
Yeah, I got you in the galley.
And I just thought I was hallucinating.
I kind of blocked you from going to the men's room, I think.
Yeah, I was like,
who is there? With the bladder throbbing and the red wine working and everything.
And Alec was a fan of my, or maybe still is a fan of my radio show, Loveline, and then I became a massive fan of his. I really did.
Well, as I told you, this guy, Freddie Lieberman, who's my driver, this is totally, you've heard me say this ad infinitum, but Freddie Lieberman, who's my driver here in L.A. in the movie business, we would drive and listen to the show late at night. And we just couldn't get enough of it. It was really funny. You're funny. And his wife, Beth, who lives in Arizona, where he lives now, they moved there, she would record the show. So we couldn't listen to the show, and she'd send us boxes of tapes of Loveline.
What a woman.
No, you have no idea.
My wife has not heard one episode, by the way.
I'm aware of that. You told me that when you came to see the play last year. So Fred would get in the car, and he was like a little boy. He'd get in the car, and he'd wave a tape, and he'd go, I got some fresh Adam here. And he popped the tape in. Now, there's nothing like listening to Loveline at, like, 9:30 in the morning. It's like red wine in the galley in the morning.
Right.
It's a rich meal.
No, I know. It's like eating a meatloaf omelet for breakfast or something. It's weird.
It's a smoked oyster omelet in the morning.
Yeah, guys talking about Prince Alberts and huge areolas at 9 in the morning just seems strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I see you on SNL, which is my absolute favorite. I mean, I love all your movies, but, I'm so impressed by Saturday Night Live and the work you do on it because so many actors are good in the movies, but when they get on SNL, it's sort of like the combines to the NFL. You know what I mean? That's your 40 time, that's your vertical leap. This is whether we find out how your chops really are. There's no second takes, and you always kick ass on that show. And I know you're working with De Niro coming up here in October. If you just give me just a little taste of Bobby.
I'm doing this movie, and I don't want to, always be, riffing on this thing with Bob, but it was kind of chilling because he came to my house in New York. And when you meet these people who are these iconic people, it's one thing when you meet them in a hotel or at an event or...
What about when you're drunk on an airplane and you meet one?
When you're completely...
High on Ambien, out of your mind, 30,000 feet over the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Over Kansas. And but he came to my house, and when they're in your home, when they're in your space, it's a little more surreal. There's Bob on my couch.
Right.
And I'm doing this movie, and we're talking about me doing this movie, and... my character has cancer, so I have to be put on film in early October, and then I shut down for 8 weeks, and they got me this nutritionist, and I have to lose 20 to 25 pounds during this 8-week period, so I look very ill come, Thanksgiving, early December. And I remember Bob, coming to my house and sitting there and saying, Alec, we're gonna shoot you in early October, the way you are now, and then you're going to do the weight loss, And then you have to take off the 20 pounds, and we're going to shoot you later on. And you got to do it, Alec. You got to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. I mean, I'm sitting there like, oh, my God. If I don't lose weight for this movie, someone's going to whack me. They're going to take me out.
And plus, like, and De Niro's one of the few guys you can't say to, oh, you try losing 20 pounds for a role.
But then I said exactly. I turned to him and I go, how did you lose the weight I mean, it was so simple. I said, how did you lose weight, Bob, when you would lose weight from movies? And he looked at me and he goes, I just did it. I just did it. I put my mind to it, Alec, and it was done. It was done. Done. I remember just sitting there in my own home going, yes, Bob. Yes, Bob. I'll do it, Bob.
What if Charles Nelson Riley had told you to lose weight? How would that go? Because I love your Charles Nelson Riley. All right. You want to try just a shot of Charles? I know you need the glass. All right. All right, I've gotten enough out of you. You want to talk? You want to take a phone call? You want to talk about Will and Grace?
Now, all these buttons are lighting up in this very phony-ass theatrical way you have here.
How dare you storm onto my stage and attack my phone system?
All 12 buttons are lighting up. Who's that?
Actually, I'll tell you what. We'll take some phones. We'll take some... All right, whatever. We can take calls. We can talk Will and Grace.
Let's take a call.
All right, let's... yeah, you choose one.
Number 9's my lucky number.
Number 9? Let's go number 5. Speak to Beto.
Yeah, how's it going?
Beto, 25, what's up?
What's up, guys? Hey, just calling to let you guys know that I'm going to Vegas this weekend for my best friend's bachelor party, but he's threatening to walk out of the suite that we got. It's like a 2,000 square foot suite we got for him if I have strippers. So what should I do here? Should I say the hell with him and do it anyways, or, respect his wishes?
Yeah, I mean, is he uptight, or is this his wife a pain in the ass?
He's not uptight. I mean, he can drink with the best of them. He can gamble with the best of them. It's just when it comes down to strippers, he like freaks out and says it's a waste of money. He says.
Well, here's
there's
the
like
problem.
4 of us going, so it's not going to cost that much.
Hold on. I can sympathize, because the problem, you don't want to be the bachelor at the bachelor party.
No.
You want to be one of the guys who's standing around, with the magic marker and the whipped cream.
You want to be Tim Matheson at the bachelor party.
Yeah, but not the actual bachelor.
You don't want to be Tommy Hulse at the bachelor party.
because that guy is handcuffed to a folding chair.
Does your audience need to go to IMDb and look those names up?
Yeah, they'll look those up too, and I will too. But your pants are around your ankles, and you're getting hit with a cattle prod when you're the bachelor.
Yeah.
What'd you do at your bachelor party?
I didn't have one.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have one.
Your whole life was just one bachelor party up until the marriage, right?
Exactly, yeah.
You're pretty much tapped out.
Exactly.
You're like, I'm dry. There's no blood, there's no semen, there's nothing in me.
Yeah, I was like the Marquis de Sade. I was completely spent.
All right.
I was bleeding from every orifice by then.
Let's take a break. We'll patch Alec up with a little orifice gel, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Too Late. I'm Adam Carolla. Alec Baldwin is in our studio tonight. I don't know how long ago that quote was from you about when to be president.
I couldn't read it without my glasses. Where is it?
It was, Hey, yeah, there you go.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it looks fairly recent. What do you think?
Well, to do that would mean to give up what I'm doing now.
Right.
And I don't know, and I've said this a few times over the last couple of years, is that I don't know whether I'm ready to give up what I'm doing now.
And when you say doing now, you mean dropping inane references on my show?
Yeah. Doing really bad, obscure trivia
on
your show.
But I'd like to see you as president. The greatest role of your life. President. For me, it's going to be mother. But for you, your most important role, president. But here's, I was giving it some thought, and I was thinking, like, today's presidents, they're a little spindly, they're a little pasty looking. Like, the old guys used to have facial hair, and big mutton chops, and huge beards. And,
Van Buren.
Yeah. Like and these...
Is that another reference?
We'll look it up. What sitcom was Van Buren in?
Google it.
The point is, Garfield was a good one. Grant
Different
was a
strokes,
good one. Yeah. I'm just saying this. I think our president is sort of a mascot for our country.
Well, here's what
and when he goes to China, he's got to scare people.
But here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think that I had this analogy once where the president now, this particular president, is like, remember when you were a kid and you wanted to go to a party and you couldn't get into the party? Like your friends were having a party, they wouldn't let you in.
What do you mean a kid? I'm an adult and can't get into parties.
But I remember when I was a kid, you know, and you always had somebody that we called the little guy.
Right.
And the little guy was the guy that when you wanted to burglarize the house, he'd climb up on the roof and jimmy his way through the little attic window. Or he'd like go and he'd sneak into the theater and then pop the back door open so we could all sneak in the theater.
Steven.
Exactly.
Right.
That's Bush to me.
Right.
Bush is the little guy that snuck into the theater and he popped the window open so that all these other hooligans can come in and just rape and rip off and plunder the government.
Yeah. The point is
he forgot to open the back door.
It's time for the big guy with the big beard to get in there. And I'm talking
a
about
woolly man.
I want a mountain man. I want a guy who goes about 300, but no one calls him fat.
But no one says anything.
No one says anything.
Yeah.
This guy's morbidly...
They say he's a mountain
of man.
Yeah, he's a
big
bear
beard,
of a man.
And he shakes the prime minister's hand and, like, crushes it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Showing... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I could see you... Well, I know De Niro wants you to lose 20. I'd like to see you put on about 80.
60.
Go 80.
Yeah.
Beard up to here.
Bearded up.
Salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Get a wave in my hair, so that kind of...
huge mountain. Don't shower.
So you look like Mozart with that big wave of
Crazy. Look up Mozart, somebody, too.
Yeah.
What sitcom was he in? And the old Western tie. Sir, you call everyone sir, and you squeeze the out of their hand when you shake it.
What's your name? Putin? How are you,
Putin? Whatever you want. We'll start tearing down missile silos tomorrow. Whatever you need. Yeah, and then you go over to China, and it's just tower. You know, we actually take your shoes, we put lifts in it, so you go like 6'9".
Yeah.
Huge 300-pound bearded gentleman comes in, and you don't sign treaties or anything.
Without any sauce on it?
Yeah. And when they want you to sign pacts, you're like, my word is my bond, sir. Yeah.
You want my signature? There's my signature. Jesus.
And once in a while you meet a guy you like and you say things like, I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah.
And you squeeze the hand, and when you get really mad, you say, good day. And when you get really angry, you say, I said good day. You just say, I said. Wow, you'd be running this place,
It's the white whale we're after, men.
Yeah, I think you get 4 or 5 terms out of this guy, too.
They'd rewrite the Constitution for that guy.
I'm just saying, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But isn't that what people are kind of aiming for with what they have in California now? Which I, by the way, consider that the low point in American politics, that you have a guy who was like, who had no qualifications whatsoever. None.
Yeah.
The guy didn't run a Boy Scout troop or anything before he showed up.
Well, it was the Hitler youth.
And that's what I think that they thought he was. I think they thought he was, you know, if someone was, you know.
Well, I mean, look, you know it from being an actor, and if you're on a soap opera, you get threatening letters in the mail because they don't want your character to two-time your, you know, people get a little fuzzy, and the line gets blurred between, you know, the Terminator and the governor.
Yeah.
All right, I'm hoping that's why you need to play a role where you're a president and then start growing the beard.
Let's take some calls, Adam.
Well, wait a minute. We got to take a break. But then we will take some calls.
Let's take some calls from my people.
All right, with Alec Baldwin. We'll be back after this. Yeah, we're back with more Too Late. Alec Baldwin in studio tonight. The Commander-in-Chief, Alec, want to take some phone calls. You can pick the line. You want to call in, by the way, it's 1-866. Hey, Adam. Yeah. 2 months into the show, first time I've ever done that. Yeah, they beg me every night. Yeah. You want to pick a call?
Three
it is. Ken.
Hey, Adam, a huge fan of the show.
Thank you. You're 31, calling from Seattle. What's your question?
I had a question for Eric, for Alec.
You're not going to be in his cabinet.
I'm the oldest of four brothers myself, and I heard your brother Steven on Loveline a couple years back, and he mentioned that you were kind of a scary older brother, and I was just wondering if you were tough on your younger brothers growing up, and what your relationship is like with them today.
You know, I wasn't. My brother Daniel was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was tough.
Oh, I could see him being scary.
Like,
yeah.
I would come home from when this is when we were kids. I would come home, and my brother Stephen would be sitting there in the, like, family room or whatever, and he'd sit there and go, and I go, what's the matter? And I was always Sonny Corleone, like, heading for the cause where to get shot, you know what I mean? I'm like, I go, what's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? And he goes, nothing, nothing. And I go, what happened? Tell me what happened. What happened? He'd say, Kenny hit me. He hit me. And I'd be like, go in the room, bang, bang, you know, bang, crash, you know.
Are you the oldest of the Baldwins,
Yeah.
or is Danny older?
I'm the oldest.
So you get to kick ass no matter what.
And back then I did.
Like, yeah, and back then, and now.
And everybody
too.
had some, like, these growth
But
spurs.
you know the thing that's funny, like if the older brother always gets to kick the ass.
Well, he's always the sheriff.
Even if the guy's a day younger and 2 feet taller.
Yeah, my brother Daniel's big, but back then it was like, you're the sheriff.
But if Mike Tyson had a brother that was a week older and had polio,
Right.
he would have kicked the out of him every day growing up.
Exactly. They'd be at the breakfast table. He'd be going, shut up.
I said shut up.
I said shut up.
Fill my bowl with tricks.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And even now, they'd be in their 30s, and he'd have the guy...
There's only a little milk left. So?
Right. Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, my God, you guys. There must have been some just serious fighting going on.
Well, they
in the
used to play this
Baldwin
game.
house.
I always say they used to play this game, which was like this legendary game in my neighborhood called He's Got a Gun. And the key to this game was that it had to erupt spontaneously. You could never announce it or say it. You'd all be standing around in the neighborhood, like on my lawn, and we'd be talking. Me, two of my brothers, a couple of their friends, there's 5 of us there. And you'd be talking, and you had to, all of a sudden, someone would just yell out, he's got a gun. And you'd pick one person, and that person was like Sirhan of the Ambassador Hotel.
Look that up.
Look that up. And we all would beat the out of him. So, exactly. We would be standing there, 5 people.
Yeah.
We'd all be standing there, and I go, so did you talk to Joey this weekend? What's he going to do?
Yeah.
Is he going over to his sister's house to have the party? He's got a gun! And everyone would hit and beat the out of the guy and, like, stomp him on the ground.
I think that game evolved into Smear the Queer, but I'm not sure. You want to take another call?
Sure.
What do you like?
This is my brother.
What do you like?
7.
7. Lucky 7. Luke? Oh, Paul. All the apostles are calling in tonight. Yeah. And I'm an atheist. What's up,
Hey.
Paul? 35.
Hey, Adam. Hey, Alec. Big fans. Hey, you guys, please do me a favor and help me out with an answer because I'm really confused. Just what is the definition of a metrosexual?
Yeah, that's. I have this theory. Do you know what a metrosexual is?
Well, I mean, I hear that thrown around, and people ask me about that. I think it's just some bull thing that was made up by, like,
Well,
the New Yorker magazine, New York magazine.
It's like guys who shave their chests and can't work on cars.
Right.
You know, and I have this theory, though, that women...
Guys that when their cars break down, they sit in the middle lane and just sit there.
Right.
They don't get out and push the vehicle to the shoulder.
Right, or they got...
I hate
pushing.
those people, and I want to smack them.
I know.
And I did this with a woman. I'm on like the 101 405 interchange, and there's a woman in the car, and she stalls, and she sits there.
Yeah.
In the middle of the ramp, feeding on the 101.
I
I got out of the car, and I went, I was like, what the f***'s the matter with you?
Yeah.
I said, put the car in neutral. I pushed this woman's car out of the way.
Yeah. Well, you're
no metrosexual.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you. And when you're in charge with that beard and that big tie, yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right.
She said, "Can I have your autograph?" And I was done, and I went,
It's a good place to break. We'll be right back with Alec Baldwin and his snot rockets after this. Well, welcome back to Too Late. I'm Adam Carolla with my dear friend Alec Baldwin. 2 snot rockets he's blown on my table. This baby's going on eBay tomorrow.
along with Ann Miller's shoes.
Yeah. In the description. Alec is going to be on Will and Grace coming up this Thursday, 1 week.
29th.
From
season premiere is live. We're doing it live on the air.
Ooh, live TV.
We were doing the show last night. We taped, and Jimmy Burrows, who you know, who's done the show forever, he did all 8 seasons, and everybody was dropping their lines.
Look up Jimmy Burrows. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he looks like Martin Van Buren. And Jimmy Burrows, we were all dropping our lines, and Jimmy was like, "Well, can't wait till next Thursday, boy. It's going to be really interesting." So.
Yeah. Well, I'll be watching.
Live.
Next Thursday, Will and Grace, NBC. Alec Baldwin, God bless you. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla saying, mahalo.